This might be the worst mistake I've ever made. Hello! In today's video, I'm going to be doing my best to turn myself into a Hobbit. Lord of the Rings is such an adored piece of fantasy work, both the literature as well as the films. Of course, there's going to be different elements of it not everybody's going to vibe with, and that's perfectly fine, but it's a series that for the most part I've always really loved. The Hobbit is one of my favorite books. Every fall I try to read it over again, and then anytime that I'm feeling down and need kind of a boost throughout the year, I also tend to read through it again at that point. Or Hobbit makeup look is something that I saw one of my favorite creators, Rachel Maxey, do a few years back. Now that I am doing YouTube, I thought I would wet my feet in the makeup area. I've always thought that the idea of doing cosplay is really fascinating, so I thought it would be really fun to try and make myself look like a Hobbit. Some of the key features that I'm seeing when I'm looking at what the look is the eyebrows are really simple. Blush is all over the nose and cheeks. A lot of people are doing freckles. Let me go ahead and get started by getting all of this off. My typical makeup routine consists of doing my eyebrows, eyeshadow, usually in a pink, eyeliner and mascara, and then I just use a concealer on the rest of my face. And that's pretty much all I do on the regular. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get to start out. I'm also gonna take out, fun fact, I pierced my own septum while in college. It took me 7 tries. I have no makeup experience. If I do everything out of order, don't judge me. We're just gonna kind of make it up as I go. As I understand it, Hobbits have like very clear, simple makeup. So I'm gonna prime. And I've learned when I use this one, I have to be very subtle with how much I'm using. For whatever reason, the color is super yellow. I'm also a tiny bit worried because I tend to be a bit more bold when I do my eyes and my eyebrows. So I'm worried that my typical routine is going to take over and that I will do a bad job for that reason. Go to start as any. Next I'm gonna go in with my concealer, which I'm running out of, so let's hope we've got enough. And I'm just gonna try to lighten my face a bit. I may look crazy because I'm using way too much concealer, but it's because I'm gonna try to make most of my face about the same color. I think that's fine. I look a bit sickly, but that's quite normal for me when I'm at this stage. Very pale. Which is why we're now gonna go in and add a little bit of blush. This is a very pink blush, so I'm gonna try to be careful and not use too much, because when I use too much, it looks unnatural. I wanna use just enough to make it look sun-kissed. If I were a Hobbit, I wouldn't avoid the sun as badly as I do now. I think this side looks good. I think that side needs a little tiny bit more. Oh, it's so cute so far. Ooh. I said a tiny bit more. I think I just put on way too much. Wipe it around, blend it in, pretend you're sunburned. Now we have to even it out. Oh, this is a disaster. I don't think it's as bad on camera, but in person, my face is very pink now. It's costume makeup. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be entertaining. Woof. You see how like that's all dark and then this is super light? I don't know how to fix that. I might put blush on my neck. Never done that before. I'm gonna do it anyways because otherwise it'll look weird. I'm trying to think how much of my neck is gonna be visible with the shirt I'm gonna wear because it is a collared shirt. I guess I should put on at least a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we're gonna rub that in and see if that helps. This might be the worst mistake I've ever made. I don't look like I got into something poisonous. Oh, I put way too much of that up under my chin. Oh boy. That was a mistake. I think I look absurd. You know what? It's fine. We're having fun. I'm just gonna go in with like tans and browns. When I'm doing, I'll do like a light pink on the inside and a darker pink on the outside. I'm basically gonna follow that same shape, but with a light tan on the inside and a darker tan on the outside. Oh boy. think that might be too much. Not great at the whole subtlety thing. I think I need to go under my eyes again with concealer. I think that's a little bit better. I didn't really think about eyeliner. I typically do quite a bit about eyeliner, but I don't think me as a Hobbit would be quite as bold. I'm gonna do a couple of freckles across my cheeks and my nose. I'm gonna fill in my eyebrows very lightly. I'm just gonna basically fill in the ends, or I guess the insides. I'm just gonna kind of stretch that color towards the back and be very gentle on the tail here. Okay. I think that's fine for eyebrows. We're gonna try eyeliner now. Very subtle, very close to the eyelashes, I think is the way to go. I think that's fine actually. Gonna repeat that on the other side. I'm kind of erasing the sun because I want to do this before it goes down. I'm also erasing my camera battery because it's saying it's getting lower. Next, we're gonna do freckles, and I think I'm gonna figure out something with my lips because they are really pale. So, I think I did this side really bold, and this side's really subtle. I think the subtle side looks better, which is a shame because I don't know if there would be a way to lighten those ones. I guess that worked. With this being a pencil, it's really unpredictable how much pressure to use or not use. I think that was a mistake, but it's fine. We will repeat it on the other side, but maybe be a little bit gentler. Oh yeah, I think that's the technique. Oh. That was wrong. Okay. Does that look okay? I feel like the side's way too dark still. Okay. I feel like this would be the place to stop before I make it any worse. We're going for Hobbit, and Hobbits are very subtle in their makeup. I'm just gonna use eyeshadow. I'm gonna use the same brown that I used for the outer corners of my eye. I think that's fine, but I think it's way too dark. To be fair though, the rest of it's really dark too. I think it's cute. I don't think it's Hobbit. This is a disaster. So my camera looks like it's about to die, so I'm gonna plug the battery in for a few minutes and then we'll move on to the outfit in a few. Welcome back. I believe I had said before that I was racing both the battery on my camera as well as the sun. I lost both battles. It is now mostly dark out, so I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I'll be wearing. The look is fine. I added some more freckles on the forehead and like the chin and kind of spread it down the cheeks a little bit, retouched it a little bit since it's been a few hours since I was last filming. I also took the time while my battery was charging to put rollers in one of my wigs, heated it with my hair dryer. That's typically how I curl my hair. I'm a little worried though because even though this type of wig is meant to be curled, the hair is very heavy, so I don't know if the hair dryer method, although it works for my hair, was going to be enough for this lady. We will go ahead and take the rollers out of that, see how it's going. If it doesn't look good, I don't know what we're gonna do. I will also be wearing the only blouse I have ever made, fastened by button snaps, and it is not long enough to wear without something underneath it. Obviously, I wouldn't wear it with no pants, but it needs to be tucked into something. So I will also be wearing this maroon skirt. I'll also be wearing this yellow vest blouse. This used to be a dress, but it was very much like a pencil skirt. I didn't feel too bad about chopping it up because I knew I would get way more wears out of it this way. That is the ensemble. I'm gonna go ahead and get dressed, and then we will put on the wig and mess with that for a bit. All right, I'm back, I'm dressed. I think it's really cute so far. I do have a couple of accessories that I wanna try with it. I'm looking at it, I think I hate it, so we're not gonna do that, which makes me sad because I have this little pouch that I got at a Ren Fair one time. I can't remember who the vendor was, and I don't think I have a card from them, which makes me really, really sad, but, oh, word? Dude, there was cash in there. That's so exciting. Don't you love when that happens? Okay, cool. Well, anyways, I love this little pouch so much, and I love wearing it to Ren Fairs. I just don't think it's gonna work for this look. Speaking of Ren Fairs, forever ago I had bought ear sets off of Amazon. I have longer ones and shorter ones. I can only find one of my short ones, which they tend to work better for Hobbit-y looks that I'm going for. Even these ones, like even if I'm doing an elf look, I feel like those are really long for me, mostly because my hair is really short. So we're gonna make these work. This video has been a disaster. I'm gonna try on the wig and see if we can kind of get these to just poke out a little bit. I think that's kind of cute. I think that'll work. Okay, I looked around. I can't find a wig cap. It's fine. We are just going to make it work. Let's pull these rollers out and see what we're dealing with. Hopefully they curled. Yikes. If the wig doesn't work, I don't know what the plan is. I don't think these did much. Whoops, you're getting all the rough sides of me today. Maybe I can just slap some flowers in it and call it good. Excuse me while I assess in a mirror. I don't think it's going well. I'm gonna comb it, see if I can salvage this somehow. Okay, so I don't think that the curlers did almost anything. Pull some of it up and like pin it, and then try to like hide the edges of the wig because it's a cheap wig and does not have any side lacing. See, I feel like the longer ears will work with the hair. It's just, it's big, but it's the wrong kind of big. Like it needs to be like curly big, and it's like wavy big. I hate it. Pull back a section on either side maybe. I think it's giving more Jane from Tarzan, which isn't a bad vibe. It's just not the vibe. We're just gonna try to pin it in hopes that it won't completely fall apart. There's no saving this. We're just gonna put some pink around the ends of these ears to try to make them look a tiny bit more realistic. So I'm just gonna repeat that on the other side. Time to pop those suckers on, pretend that it looks good, and go film a reveal. That's not good. Guys, who let me do this? This is not okay. I'm going to snap these little pieces apart, tuck them in, and pray that that makes it okay. Well, here we are. This was a bit disastrous. I think it could have gone better if I had given myself more time or tried something different with the hair. Obviously, that was a rough patch. I would have liked to find my other elf ears. I have one of the two, but I did not find the one for this side. But like comparatively, it's quite a bit shorter. I feel like the shorter one definitely would have worked better. The shorter ones tend to work better with my short hair. When I am wearing a wig and I want my ears to stand out, this is fine, which it came out okay. It definitely could have gone worse. This has the potential to be one of my worst videos so far. I think my hair video was worse, although it came out good, it just wasn't super watchable. I'm worried about this one being watchable. I think it's cute. I don't think it's the worst. Would I wear it to a photo shoot that was Lord of the Rings themed? Sure. But do I think I look like a Hobbit? I would have to say no. I would say I look like a generic fantasy character, and I think that that is mostly just due to the ears. The outfit itself, I really like. I think the makeup came out okay. The freckles are interesting. They rubbed off quite easily or just faded really easily. I think if I were to wear this to a Ren fair or something like that, I would either use a different product or use a setting spray or something like that. If this is something you would want to try for yourself, I do recommend it because it was a lot of fun. I don't think the wig worked out super well for me, but it's fine. If nothing else, I hope you enjoyed watching me fail again and again. If this is your first video, thank you so much for tagging along, especially if you've made it this far. Feel free to subscribe to see more of my shenanigans. If you liked the video, like the video. I love you all so much and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.